All right, we're going to discuss homebrewing, the cost of homebrewing versus the cost of buying the beer. Is it cheaper? Now, Fitz Ohio Beer posted a link to an article written by a woman that she did some calculations, and if you bought the equipment and you were an extract brewer, came in and it actually saved you, figuring you drank 6 beers a week, $62 over the course of the year. And she decided that she wasn't going to try homebrewing because the cost savings wasn't there. Well, you don't homebrew for cost savings. It is there, but that's not why you homebrew. You homebrew to make good quality, fresh beer at your house for the enjoyment of the beer and homebrewing itself. It's a wonderful hobby, but like any hobby, there's expenses to it. Now, her examples were for like a very beginning brewer who's working with extract kits and not a full grain brewer, so the equipment is fairly cheap. You probably have the pot you can boil with at home. Now, you want to start doing 5-gallon batches of an all grain beer, you're going to need a mash tun, you're going to need some way to sparge it, you're going to need to be able to boil 6.5 gallons of water safely, you're going to need a big outdoor burner, propane tanks, and then, you can bottle it, or you can do like I do and put it in kegs. Now you're going to need kegs, CO2 tanks, a place to keep them, like an old refrigerator in a basement. Is it cheaper when you add all that in? I don't honestly know. But like I said, that's not why you homebrew. You homebrew for the best beer in the world that you made yourself. Now, just to show you the cost of brewing, I happen to be brewing today. And I have the receipt here. Let me cover up my credit card number. But I have the receipt here for my brewing today. This is what I bought. Ran me $28.69, which is everything I need to brew 5 gallons of an American Pale Ale that's going to be hop bursted. So I've got 4 ounces of hops there, 12 pounds of grain, and yeast for $28. Now I'm going to get about 50 12-ounce beers for $28 and change. So that's, what, 50 cents a beer? When it comes down to it, for a good craft beer, I'll take that. But then again, I've got pots and kettles and mash tuns and all kinds of stuff I've spent money on over the years that if you had to factor that in, it's probably still cheaper than a top-notch craft beer. So, they have that equipment too. They have to cover their costs, and then they want to make a profit. Where for me, the only profit is that I get to enjoy something like this. Now, this beer is maybe the best beer I've ever made. I'm not going to go into a full review, but it's this was also the most expensive beer I've ever made. This one ran me about $50 to make. It's a Imperial Pale IPA, and it's clocking in at about 8% alcohol, and it's got 9 ounces of hops in it. It was all hop bursted, so they were all late edition hops, so it takes a lot of them. And like I said, it ran me about $50. But, in my opinion, it was $50 well spent. Anyway, I hope you like to try something with homebrewing. For my YouTube watchers, I'll put a link to ohio-beer.com's article on the in the descriptions below. For people that are watching this on ohio-beer.com, Lee's article should be directly below here. Anyway, have a good night. I hope you're interested in trying some home brewing. There's information on both of these two places, my YouTube channel and ohio-beer.com. Should get you started in the right direction. Have a good night. Relax. Have a home brew, or at least a craft brew.